before you prepare yourself to spin, you need to get your wheel ready. You need to make sure it's all well oiled, and particularly some wheels that don't have the sealed bearings. Put on an empty bobbin, put a bit of oil on the shaft, and we're ready to go. When you choose your chair to spin with, make sure that you're comfortable and it's the right height for you. If when you're pedaling the wheel tends to be sliding away from you, chances are the chair is too low. So just make sure you've got one that you're able to spin properly from and you're comfortable. I always put a cloth on my lap, both to protect my clothes from all the fibre that will come off, but it's also easier on your eyes if you've got something beyond your hands. So if I'm spinning with a dark coloured tops, I will have a light cloth on my lap, and if I'm spinning with a light coloured tops, I'll have a dark colour on my lap. Just makes it easier on your eyes. So the leader thread is what you use between your bobbin and your tops to get it onto your bobbin. So I like to have quite a long leader thread, and when you start spinning, hold the leader in your left hand and hold the tops at an angle until just touching the end of the leader thread, and the fibres will start to wrap around that thread. As it starts to wrap around, you can then move your hand back towards you into the spinning position and keep going from there. So as you are spinning, you'll find that sometimes the wool is pulling in too quickly on your bobbin, or not enough, so it's twisting back on itself. So you need to use your brake band adjusting knob to adjust that so it pulls in nicely. When you're adjusting, you only do it in tiny increments at a time until it's comfortable. As your bobbin fills and the weight changes, you may need to keep tweaking that as you go just to pull it in nicely. You need to try to fill your bobbin evenly. To do this, you will need to move your sliding flyer hook or move your yarn to the next hook on your flyer. If you are treadling at a steady pace but need a bit more or less twist in your fibre, you can change your band to a different whirl to change the twist. So the larger whirl will give you less twist, and the smaller whirl will give you more twist. To see what your fibre will look like when it's plied, pull the fibre towards you about 40 centimetres, fold it in half on itself, give it a smooth out, and that will give you an idea of what it will look like when it's plied. When you are ready to ply, place your lazy Kate in a position that the yarn will flow freely from that to your wheel. When plying, you spin in an anti-clockwise direction. To see how your ply is looking, pull some wool from your flyer about 40 centimetres and push your hand towards your wheel so it hangs in a loop. If it is hanging in a lovely arc, that means it's balanced. If it immediately twists back on itself, you either have too much or too little spin. To see if you have too much spin, slide your backhand further along the yarn and let that twist travel up that area. If that evens out, that means you need to treadle a little slower. If it has too little, hold your hand where it was and just treadle a little bit more. Once you've plied your yarn, you've got to get off your bobbin and into a skein. The easiest way is with a niddy noddy. It looks quite complicated at first, but it's very simple. You just follow the arms from top to bottom, keep continuing around in a circle. Once you've got that, you need to tie the end securely and tie extra ties on it in at least 4 places to hold it together. Then you need to wash the yarn to set the twist. So a little bit of warm water, a little bit of wool wash or detergent in it, soak it for 5 minutes, spin it out in the washing machine and hang it out to dry. So like everything, too much of a good thing isn't good for you. If you've been spinning for a while, just give your hands a break, give them some flexes, some stretches, roll your wrists, and just make sure that you don't overdo it in one go.